Greetings, this is Dr. Bill Bailey with the VirtZine Netcast. This is number 3 in a series of netcasts concerning virtualization and cloud computing. And I want to welcome you to the netcast. You know, you can subscribe to this netcast through our RSS feed right on the VirtZine website. And we're going to be putting more information about that. You can also get us off of techpodcast.com. We are proud members of the Tech Podcast Network, as well as Blueberry, BLUBRRY.com, and iTunes. So we're getting the broadcast out there, the netcast out there, and we encourage you to subscribe. And also subscribe to our newsletter. If you go to our website, VirtZine.com, VirtZine.com, as it says right here on the screen, and go to the website and click on the little sidebar there where it says subscribe to our newsletter. Enter your email address, click the button subscribe, and just get on our newsletter list, because that way we can send you updates of what we're talking about on VirtZine. So let's look at the VirtZine blog that we have been doing, and I actually haven't updated it as much recently as I'd like to have been doing, but it's been a very busy time at work, and so I haven't had a chance to do some of the things that I'd like to do. However, we've got a lot of news since the last VirtZine netcast, so let's look at that. We want to start first of all with consumer file sharing storage provider Drobo has gotten into small SANs. SANs, of course, are storage area networks, and storage area networks are essential to virtualization technologies such as VMware. VMware, of course, allows you to have multiple hosts, and those host computers host guest systems, which might be Windows servers or Linux servers, all kinds of different flavors of Linux, flavors of Windows, such as Windows 2003, 2008, so forth, can run as guests on the host computer. But in order for that to work properly and to be able to have high availability and be able to migrate from one host to the other, you have to have shared storage. And the shared storage is a storage area network. And so Drobo is actually getting into small SANs. So if you're a small to medium-sized business and you're looking at possibilities of storage area networks, then you might want to take a look at Drobo. Drobo's been in the consumer market for quite some time, and they've basically provided network attached storage, NAS type technology for homes, and which is great for video and file sharing throughout your home, setting that up. But basically they've taken that same type of technology now and started building small SANs, which is pretty neat. Next item we have is that when I wrote this was on March the 24th, which was a Thursday. I was in Cisco UCS class, and I wanted to mention that because it just is a kind of fresh in my memory here, thinking back to when I wrote this post. Cisco has the UCS system that allows you to have, as I mentioned, the host and the attached storage and the networking shared resources. It is a very powerful system for building out a VMware cluster. And we had a class all that week on that I was in Greensboro taking this class about how the UCS is put together and how it works. And it was a pretty intense class, 5 days. But I really did enjoy it. It was good, and we are actually where I work at the hospital are going to be getting in a UCS system and getting that set up. So I'll let you know more about that as we get closer to it. Also, next item, there's a new startup company called Tentree, which focuses on storage. Now, this particular company was founded by the former R&D chief of VMware. Okay, so he was the R&D chief at VMware. He left VMware to start this company, Tentree, T-I-N-T-R-I. And he announced this on Friday, March the 25th. And they're going to be developing appliances designed to handle storage in virtual environments. Seems like this is a storage-oriented episode of VirtZine. So we're talking a whole lot about storage. Their main new product is going to be called VM Store, and they hope to release it in April, which this is now April. So they're apparently very close to releasing their new product. So we're going to keep an eye out on that. And I mentioned it as a new product in the product news section of VirtZine. We have different sections that you can go look at, and news of cloud computing, news of virtualization, also product announcements, trying to cover the whole range of things that are happening in the virtual world. Also, Target has chosen Hyper-V as its virtualization platform. Now, personally, I find that pretty fascinating that a large store like Target would choose Hyper-V to do its virtualization on. That's, of course, the Microsoft Virtualization Hypervisor. I'm a VMware guy, pretty much. I mean, that's my background, and I manage the VMware environment at High Point Regional, where I work, and I'm just so involved in that. I just can't imagine a company of the size of Target virtualizing on Hyper-V. From my perspective, this is a personal opinion here, Hyper-V is not as robust as VMware. But, you know, I haven't had as much experience with Hyper-V, so probably I shouldn't say that, to be fair and balanced here. But they are looking at a cloud-based platform to allow remote management of their hardware and cut down the amount of hardware at each of their retail locations, each Target store. So that's their goal in doing that. Microsoft has made inroads with other customers such as Del Monte Foods and Costco that are also standardizing on the Hyper-V platform. So, you know, more power to them. If I were going to bet the farm, so to speak, on a business of that size, I would personally go with VMware, but that's just me, as I say. All right, also the kind of the big news that came out just basically March the 30th, just a few days before the beginning of this month of April. It's April 2nd as I record this, is that Amazon has created some controversy with their new product service called Cloud Drive, Amazon Cloud Drive. Now, the idea here is to have a cloud repository of your personal data, whether that be MP3 files, audio files, videos, photographs. All of these things can be stored in the cloud at this Amazon Cloud Drive. And if you're an Amazon customer, if you already have an Amazon account, you have 5 gigabytes of storage available to you on the Amazon Cloud Drive, so you can put your files there. Now, I looked at my MP3 files, just my audio. I have about 19 gig of music files. So that's not enough space for me, but you can purchase additional space if you want to. Matter of fact, you can purchase up to a terabyte. You can imagine having a terabyte in the cloud, but that will cost you $1,000 a year. So that's pretty expensive. But the idea is that you can put it in the cloud, and then you can access it from any computer that you are using, that you're logged into the Amazon account. And there's their new cloud player, which they have for the Android phone and the iPhone. Well, I don't know if they support the iPhone actually yet. Pretty sure they don't yet support the iPhone, but the Android phone that they do. And of course, the computer, your PC, they have a client for that, which will play music files off of your cloud drive. Now, this is where the controversy comes in. There are a lot of music producers and the RIAA and all of those folks that are pretty upset with Amazon for putting a resource in the cloud that allows people to upload MP3 files. They're concerned that people would use it for file sharing, although that's not the intent. The intent is to have a place for you personally to put your files so that you can access them and play them over the internet. So Amazon felt good in releasing it. They felt they were legally covered. RIAA and those folks don't think that, so they're suing them. We'll see how it all shakes out. I think that the music industry is just going to have to get up to speed with technology and understand that things have changed, as they always do in the technical world, and they're going to have to adapt their model, their marketing model, to adapt to these new technologies. Just like, if you remember back, as I can, go back far enough to where VCRs were introduced in the 80s, and people were just, oh, you know, that means you can record all TV and have it on a video and watch it anytime, and this is going to destroy the music, I mean, not music, but the movie industry. And of course it didn't. If anything, I think it probably enhanced it, because people wanted to then buy the movies at that time on videotape, down DVD and Blu-ray, and that's a whole nother market for the entertainment industry. So, you know, if they had truly cut that off as they wanted to do in the 80s, they wouldn't have this new market that they have available today. And the same thing, I believe, is true of cloud computing and virtualization technologies, as they offer these particular venues for disseminating entertainment and so forth. That's going to open up new markets if they'll just get away from this idea of we've got to stop it and embrace it and work out new ways to market their product. That's really what it boils down to. You got to believe in your product, guys, and understand that people want entertainment. They want to be able to access it, and they want to feel like they have the freedom to access it any way they can, which includes putting it in the cloud and having it available. So, as you can tell, I kind of come down on the side of Amazon and their cloud drive on this, rather than the music industry, because I just think the music industry is trying too hard to control their product, when they should be looking at new ways to market their product, is what I'm saying there. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you concerning the cloud drive and the controversy around the cloud drive. And as I say, I've been a little remiss in being able to document some of these things that are happening in the cloud computing and virtualization world, but we're gonna get tighter on that, and I want you to look forward to the next edition of the VirtZine Netcast. Until then, remember to keep your head in the cloud.